How's it going, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Today we are once again going to be jumping into some PokeRogue, but first and foremost I want to apologise for the lack of videos over the last few days, maybe even a week now. The reason behind that is I wanted to kind of decide what I wanted to be uploading alongside PokeRogue on the channel, plus I wanted to kind of do something a little bit different with PokeRogue. Obviously I've been doing like your standard run-throughs and they're fine, but at the same time, I'm like, let's mix it up a little bit. Maybe take like one Pokemon in and then build our team in the actual run. Another thing I thought of is obviously doing like single typings and single generations. I've seen a lot of those kind of videos out there as well. But today we're going to go ahead and take one Pokemon into our run and then go ahead and build our team around that Pokemon during the course of our run. I have also decided on a few other games that will be coming here to the channel. We will be doing the like Pokemon Nuzlocke on the channel at some point in the near future, and we'll also be uploading other games as well. As much as I like Pokemon, I don't want all of my content to be revolving around that particular genre. But regardless of that, let's jump into our first run here. And it looks like they've actually changed the way that this looks a little bit since the last time I recorded. And that was only yesterday with Ricky for the CardBreakingGamers channel. But we do have Generation Type, Unlocks, Win and Sort, which is pretty cool. I do like the fact that they have gone ahead and changed the layout for these particular like picking screens. However, I think that we're probably going to go ahead and choose a different generation of Pokemon. Let's just go ahead and hit all and then find the Pokemon that we want to start this particular run with. And at the moment I'm kind of leaning towards taking the Pokemon that's been the nicest to us in these runs so far, and that is obviously our Zapdos that we have. But at the same time, I'm like, do I take something else in with me instead? So I'm kind of scanning everything that we have here. Obviously, Druddigon would be quite nice to take as something a little bit different. The only downside is the speed on that Druddigon isn't the most amazing, so I think we might skip on that for now. Inky's not too bad, but again, the IVs aren't amazing on that Pokemon. Marini's actually are quite good in terms of the IVs. We've got Poison, Sting, Peck and Wide Guard. Not too sure how good of a Pokemon that will be overall for us. I would love to take the Turnitin in, but unfortunately the IVs on that aren't the greatest to be starting a run. Again, with the Nilego, I would love to take this in, but the IVs, especially on defense, aren't amazing. Obviously, it does have Energy Ball, so that's also a move that we can potentially consider, or a Pokemon we can potentially consider. The Stonejourner would be quite nice, but I'm a little bit wary of obviously coming up against like Ivy in terms of what Pokemon that she may bring, because if it's grass or water, the Stonejourner is going to be very weak to it. But now that I've seen that we have got Indeedee with pretty nice IVs, I'm very tempted to take that as our Pokemon. Obviously, we do have Duraludon. Unfortunately, IVs aren't great on the Duraludon, so I think we'll pass on that for the time being. But right now, I am looking towards Indeedee to be our starting Pokemon. I'm just having a little flick through to see if there's anything else that I may want to choose along the way. Dondozo's not too bad either. The IVs are pretty nice. The defense could be a little bit better for a Pokemon that should be fairly bulky. Obviously, we do have, as I said, the trusty Zapdos, which has got us through quite a few runs in the past. But I think we're going to go ahead and take Indeedee as our only Pokemon as our starter, and then we'll build our team around Indeedee. So let's go ahead, add Indeedee to the party, and let's get straight into this run. We're going to go ahead and basically save over our daily run. I was basically doing that off of camera just to see what it was like, and it is something that I might do in the future as well. But with Indeedee, we've obviously got Play Nice, Expanding Force, Baton Pass and Stored Power. I'm going to go ahead and hit Expanding Force on the C-Dot. I don't see myself using that particular Pokemon in this particular run. And we'll take a rare candy for our Indeedee as well, just to try and get the levels going as smoothly as possible. With the Mightyena, obviously we can't use the Expanding Force. And I don't actually know if any... Okay, none of our moves are going to help here against this particular Pokemon. So we might just have to see if we can Pokeball this Mightyena. Lovely stuff. At least we have a Pokemon to add with Indeedee. But if we do have something that comes up against us that is dark type, it's probably going to be worth us going ahead and just trying to catch it. Ditto's quite interesting to see here, because we can go ahead and hit Expanding Force, knock it out, but at the same time what I was going to say is if it doesn't knock out the Ditto, we could always go into the Poochyena, because the Poochyena is obviously unaffected by the Psychic stuff. But regardless, we have 2 Pokemon now in this particular run. We're probably just going to go ahead and keep knocking out a lot of the stuff, take that EXP all for sure, but just knocking out a lot of the stuff in the town, unless of course we come up against another dark type, then we may just end up going into the Poochyena to try and ensure that we can at least do some sort of damage to the dark type Pokemon we come up against. But right now, I'm feeling okay with Indeedee and Poochyena for now. Obviously, we will have Ivy that's going to have 3 Pokemon very, very soon. So we do want to go ahead and start thinking about that side of things. But we'll take the X accuracy. Zigzagoon wouldn't be too bad to get for pickup. So I am going to throw a Pokeball Zigzagoon's way. And we do have pickup. Lovely. That's what we want to see. The Ivies aren't great, but I will definitely take the pickup there. I'll take the X accuracy for sure. We're not too fussed about taking a Wooloo here, so we're going to go ahead and Expanding Force. And before we fight against Ivy, we will take the, I think it's the Ether even, that we can have access to, just to go ahead and get Expanding Force leveled up. Not leveled up, but like PP back up again. We could have taken the PP up, to be fair. I am quite tempted actually to give that to Indeedee. We put it on stored power for now, just because that's something that'll probably be a little bit more chip damage for us. But regardless, we are up against Ivy, and we are just going to go Expanding Force against a Trico. We'll probably go for stored power as the second move to get through her first Pokemon there. And then next up we have a Tailo. Again, Expanding Force will be the main attacking type move against the Tailo, and we do get through Ivy fairly easily. So right now, we haven't got the most amazing team outside of Indeedee with obviously Poochyena and Zigzagoon, but Zigzagoon does have the ability to pick up, which means we can potentially pick up a few items along the way. We'll definitely take the Citrus Berry to put on Indeedee just to ensure that we can keep it alive. But right here we find a Fido, so this might be something that we actually want to go ahead and pick up, especially being a Fairy type. I think that's going to come in quite handy, especially if we come up against Poison and Steel. I'll throw an Ultra Ball rather than a Pokeball just to ensure we get the capture. Once again, the Ivies aren't amazing against even for the Fido, but it's another Pokemon to add to the party. We're slowly but surely adding a few more Pokemon to our arsenal. So we have Disarming Voice. Attack never misses, which is quite nice to see. I'm going to get rid of Baton Pass. I just don't think I'm going to be using it too much. Obviously, it does swap out quite nicely and pass on any stat changes, but I don't know how much we're going to be swapping Indeedee right now. We'll take this Egg Voucher and we'll go ahead and pull that before we fight this Wooloo. So the Egg Voucher we're going to put into the Shiny machine just to see if we get any kind of luck on another Shiny Pokemon. We've got, I think, 2 or 3 currently on this account. I would love to find some more if possible, but we'll just get through the floor number 10 boss in Wooloo here, and then continue on our merry way when it comes to this run. So as I was saying at the intro, a lot of the content on this channel is going to be like Pokemon related and also outside of Pokemon. There's going to be some vlogs coming to the channel fairly soon. I'm off to Liverpool on Wednesday, and then I'm off to Cardiff on Monday and Tuesday of the following week, so I'll definitely be vlogging those particular trips. With regards to future trips as well, I am going to Vegas later in the year, so there will be like a holiday vlog, but it'll be like a daily vlog rather than one big one. We'll have like uploads daily for that Vegas trip for you guys to enjoy. Ironically, we get Baton Pass again, but we're just going to take the Pokeballs here. But yeah, there'll be a couple of vlogs tuned into the mix. I want to start vlogging a little bit more in general, so there might be just some normal vlogs like day in the life kind of stuff. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. I've downloaded the Paris Olympic Games, so that'll be a video or a series that we'll be uploading, especially during the Olympics being on. I've got a game called Talk Drift 2, which is obviously like a racing driving game. I used to love those types of games when I was younger, so I think it's definitely worth us going ahead and playing something like that on the channel. I've also downloaded a couple of other games which may or may not see content here on the channel. They're just games that I looked at and thought, you know what, we'll at least try them out and see what they're like. So they might end up being something that we do upload here on the channel. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But yeah, we are going to be adding a lot of different stuff to the channel in terms of content. And as I said a few days ago, or in the last block of uploads we had, I am going to be doing a lot of my hobby stuff on here. For example, I still have my Space Marines to finish painting. This guy's obviously got a bit of paint on him already, but we'll probably finish him in the video, plus the other 2 biker squads. Then the rest of the Space Marines, I've also got a towel box to open, and when I go to Cardiff, I'll probably pick up some more stuff for the Warhammer side of things as well. So overall, the content that is going to be coming to this particular channel will be a lot more diverse than it has been, let's put it that way. I feel like I had a break mostly because I was getting a little bit burnt out on just continuously playing PokeRogue all the time, plus obviously playing PokeRogue the way I was playing it, which was just straight up runs. Obviously this is still a straight up run, but we're building our team around Indeedee. Indeedee is our main and priority Pokemon, so to speak, so we want to try and use Indeedee as much as possible, but we are going to have other Pokemon to throw into the mix, so to speak. I don't really want Spite if I can help it. We're going to take the Zinc and we'll add that to Indeedee. I want to have a look to see if there's anything on the Zigzagoon in a sec. So once we get through this floor, I'm going to have a look and see if Zigzagoon has anything that we want to swap onto different Pokemon. I haven't noticed it pick anything up, but at the same time it could have picked something up for us. But regardless, we will be looking to expand the content here on the channel. And also, when it comes to TCG Channel, I have recently uploaded a pack opening. In that pack opening, I do kind of alliterate to a series that I'm going to be doing, which is heavily inspired by a guy called Rev's Cards here on YouTube. That is still going to be happening. I just need to figure out what deck I want to be starting that series with, and then we'll be going ahead and getting that series rocking and rolling. And yeah, basically, as I said, the content on the channel and the TCG channel is going to be essentially spread out quite nicely in terms of trying to reach a more diverse audience than just having the same stuff uploaded over and over and over again. As I said, I do love playing this game. This game is very interesting to kind of sit down and play and try and get through, but at the same time, I'm a little bit like, I just kind of want to upload other stuff as well. So that's kind of the main preface of what I wanted to say in regards to content in this video. Looks like we don't actually have anything on our Poochyena right now because it just says check team, so we don't need to worry about that. So we'll take another XP all for sure. We only have 2 more PP on our expanding force before we have to go ahead and potentially use another ether on that move. And I think we're definitely going to do that now because that was obviously the second to last PP that we've used on expanding force for our Indeedee. So we need to go ahead and get some more PP on that. We are going to take Covert for the Zigzagoon, just to add a little bit more of a option in terms of potentially stealing items off of other Pokemon that may have them on there. We do actually have a 3 ether here, so that's actually really nice to see. Instead of having to spend 136 on a ether to go ahead and restore PP, we can just go ahead and take one for free and drop it on expanding force. So right here, I would really like to take this Pikachu if possible. So I'm going to expanding force a Sentret. And I'm going to go ahead and bite the Pikachu and just hope the Poochyena doesn't knock it out. That's the ideal situation here. I don't think it's going to. It's a lower level, meaning the attack's not going to deal as much damage. I am going to throw an Ultra Ball. Okay, we do pick up Pikachu. That's nice. I was going to say I'm going to throw an Ultra Ball and see if it sticks. It does stick, so we'd have another Pokemon in the arsenal. If we find a Thunderstone to get a Raichu, that would be awesome to see. Psychic Fangs, I will kind of want to put on something. I'm tempted to put it on Fido. I'm surprised Indeedee won't learn it, being a Psychic type Pokemon itself. But also you've got Poochyena and Fido. I'm going to put it on Fido. just so we have another Pokemon with some form of Psychic type move. We're going to get rid of Tackle. We have Covet, which is kind of like a Tackle, but obviously also has the ability to steal items for us. So that is something that we can keep hold of. We're going to go ahead and just knock out this Zigzagoon here with Expanding Force. And indeed he does grow to level 14. Fido wants to learn Bite. Do we want to take it? So we have got Covet on Zigzagoon. I think Zigzagoon should be the Pokemon that we aim to try and steal moves with. So I am going to take Bite over Covet. They do have the same power and accuracy. Obviously, Bite does have the ability to flinch a Pokemon, and obviously Covet has the ability to steal items, but we'll go ahead and take Bite for this time being. So Scovet should just be knocked out with a Expanding Force into something like a Disarming Voice, which is nice to see. And we are about to be on the next boss floor. And our egg is now hatching, so we'll go ahead and see what we get from here. Okay, so we get a Scorpy, adds some IVs to the one that we already have, which is nice to see. No addition to defense or attack. Attack's quite high anyway, but we have addition to everything else. I would have preferred like the plus 13 to maybe be on speed for that particular Pokemon, but special attack's not too bad to see either. We're going to take the free Hyper Potion here, drop that on Indeedee for this battle against the gym leader. So we have a Darumaka, which is obviously what, firefighting, I'm pretty sure. Or it could just be, I'm pretty sure at the moment it might just be fire. Because obviously it would have had a split typing on the typing next to the Pokemon. But indeed he does get through that fairly swiftly. We definitely want to take a Psybeam here. We're going to get rid of, I think we're going to get rid of Play Nice. We don't really use haven't used Play Nice at all so far. And then we'll go ahead and hit Psybeam onto Pansear, going into a Disarming Voice again just to knock out that Pokemon, and we are through floor 20, so that's always nice to see. We should also get another egg token here. I'm pretty sure I've already got through this particular gym leader in the past on this account, so I think we're only going to get the single ticket rather than the 5 tickets, but that's not a problem. We are going to take Headbutt. We'll take it over Growl on Zigzagoon. We could have probably taken it over Tackle, to be fair, and kept hold of the Growl. But to be perfectly honest, the Zigzagoon is more than likely only going to be there for the pickup, and we actually do get the Egg Voucher Plus, so we haven't fought this gym leader yet. I thought we had, but that must have been on the CardBreakingGamers channel. At least I'm pretty sure actually that was quite recently on that channel too, which is probably why it's stuck in my head so much. But we're going to go ahead and pull those in we'll put it in the shiny machine. See if we can get any more shinies out of this. A shiny epic would be awesome. A rare egg is always nice to see. 2 rare eggs is awesome. 3 rare eggs, what the hell? Another one? Imagine getting 5 rares or like 4 rares and an epic or something. That would be huge. But I'll take that. 3 rares and 2 commons. We'll definitely take those. But back into the run here, we'll go ahead and hit another Expanding Force. This particular move has basically carried us so far in this particular run. We'll take the rare candy. We're going to chuck the rare candy on Mightyena. I'm hoping to find like a Thunderstone for the Pikachu. I think that's the only way that Pokemon's going to evolve in this run. I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain it's probably going to be the only way we can evolve it. But the drink of choice today, by the way, is a Sneak can. I do love Sneak. I've had it before. I need to start getting it again, if I'm honest. There's a lot of things I want to start getting again, to be fair. I want to start getting Control again. I used to have that quite a lot back in previous jobs where I didn't have time for like a full breakfast. Maybe I had time to like get out one of my pre-prepped bagels with egg, cheese and ham or something like that. And I was like, okay, I need something else to go with that, so I'll go ahead and obviously grab myself a Control. I'd love to start getting that again. And then Sneak, I prefer Sneak in, well, actually any form, to be fair. Can form's quite convenient, because obviously I can just literally crack it open and drink it. But with the powder form, I've had that before. I'm not too sure whether you can actually see. Well, they're over my shoulder behind me. I've had the powdered form before. They have always basically been in the background of my videos, just because I like to remind myself what flavors I've had. Plus, I like to keep them just as like a souvenir type of thing. I know that might sound a bit weird, but it's something that I enjoy doing in terms of like keeping hold of things like that. But yeah, Sneak is something I love, and Control is something I love, so I'm going to start getting that again, probably as of next month. So when I get paid in August at the end of the month, I'll probably go ahead and get like some cans of Sneak, maybe a tub of Sneak as well, and then also some Control, just so we have those available to us. Obviously, I have been drinking, and there's still actually some in here, but I have been drinking Monster. I am still a big fan of Monster, but Sneak is something that I do enjoy as well. I actually went into town the other day and found that particular can in town. I think it was like £2.50 that I paid for it, which isn't actually too bad if I'm perfectly honest. And this is a flavour I've never had before in Blizzard Lemonade, and I'm going to be honest, I do really enjoy it. It's a very, very nice flavour. So we're about to start fighting Ivy again, I do believe. Should a move be forgotten for Raw? I will actually take Raw over Howl here, because I know Raw, if it works like the games, you use it, and the opposing trainer is forced to swap their Pokemon. So it is something that I would love to have. If we do go into the Mightyena, just hit Raw and go ahead and obviously get a different Pokemon out. So Protect comes out from the Grovyle, meaning it does go ahead and protect itself from the first expanding force, but the second one hits and the third one hits, so we get through Ivy's kind of main Pokemon pretty easily. Do I want to take Helping Hand? Probably not. That is a very good move if there's a lot of double battles, but we're kind of staying away from the lures as much as possible, so we will go ahead and continue to do that in terms of not taking Helping Hands. Baby Doll Eyes, we're not going to take for Zigzagoon. As I said, that's more of a pickup one than anything. In fact, that does have something that we want to see what it is, and see if it's something we want to go ahead and swap into something else. So Faint here is potentially something we want to take, maybe over like Play Nice or Sweet Kiss. Sweet Kiss does cause confusion, so I think we take it over Play Nice, and we'll take Faint in its place. Obviously, we do have two electric types right now in Yamper and with Yamper and Pikachu, so it is a case of like, which one do we want to get rid of? But it all kind of, in my opinion, all comes down to what Pokemon we find during the course of this run. Because if we find like Pokemon that we don't really want to take, then we'll be keeping hold of them for quite a while. But if we find Pokemon we do want to take, then of course we'll be swapping it out. Poochyena is finally evolving, which means that we can stop giving the Poochyena the rare candies now, because I wanted to get it into a Mightyena as quickly as possible. So we do end up getting Mightyena. It does want to learn Snarl. So Snarl is something that actually deals some damage as well. So I think we take that over Tackle for sure. Tackle's a move that as soon as we can get rid of it for something that's worth getting rid of it, we're going to do so. All of our other Pokemon seems to be leveling up. So what do I want to take, or what do I want to swap with here? I mean, Lick is probably a very good one to get rid of, because it's only good against other Ghost and Psychic types. And then we do have Dark moves for Ghost type Pokemon if we come up against them. So we are going to get rid of Lick. I will go ahead and learn Play Rough instead. And then everything else is gaining levels. And then Tailo is the final Pokemon in Ivy's party, which indeed will make short work of. So far so good in our run of just starting with Indeedee and seeing how far we can get by essentially building a team around this Pokemon. Pin Missile, I think. So Bug is obviously good against Grass, Dark and Psychic, so I think it's definitely going to be worth taking. I'm going to take it over the Tackle. We've got COVID, it works the same way, but can obviously steal a item from opposing Pokemon. So we will get rid of the Tackle instead. And I do want to see what we have in terms of transferring from our Zigzagoon. So a Leopard Berry, I think we will transfer that to Indeedee. As Indeedee is going to be our main Pokemon here, we will go ahead and transfer what we can to that Pokemon. I'm going to chuck a Super Potion on Indeedee, but leave the Yamper for now. We'll go ahead and get a Great Ball. So Furfro's not a bad Pokemon in my personal opinion. But we already do have one in like our starters. Obviously, it could have added IVs to that Pokemon, I suppose. So it might have been worth catching potentially, but not at the time being. I don't really want to raise the target's attack stat, so we're not going to worry about teaching Swagger. Because it's not really a move, in my opinion, that we want to be using and go, oh yeah, here you go, have an attack boost, and then like one-hit KOs something. We'll take the Elixir on Indeedee. Glameow, we'll go ahead and just hit Expand and Force on you. This particular move has been like the crutch of this particular run so far, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Oh, Spark, definitely on Pikachu for sure. Spark, what do I want to take off though? Maybe Electro Ball? But then Electro Ball, faster you use it isn't a target, the greater the move's power. I think we're going to get rid of Electro Ball. Sorry, because if Pikachu's slower than the Pokemon that it's going to be attacking with Electro Ball, probably not going to be the best thing to have. We could take the Super Potion for Yamper, but we're almost at the boss for this level, so we're just going to go ahead, take the Pokeballs. We'll Expand and Force on the Herdier. I am going to go ahead and throw a Pokeball here. My thought process behind that is just to start adding some stats to the Pokemon that we have already at the starting side of things, although this one did not really add too much at all. We can actually have a look at the summary now as well, which is actually really nice to see. But we're not going to add it to the party. We're just going to continue rolling through this run here. Probably going to go up to floor 30 in today's episode and then call it a video there. Because with my runs on PokeRogue, if you have watched them in the past, I do like to try and keep them in and around 30 minutes long. We will take Slash, and we'll take Slash over Headbutt here. We want to try and keep Covert for as long as possible if we can. Everything else is getting some XP, which is always nice to see. We're going to go ahead and get rid of Tail Whip and take Spark on the Yamper for the time being. We're going to go ahead and take the map. Pikachu is the next Pokemon here. We are going to go ahead and hit Expanding Force to knock that out. And we are into the boss of this floor, which could quite easily be another trainer. So we need to be very aware of that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit a Super Potion onto the Indeedee, and what can actually look, everything can learn Protect. That's interesting. Would I want to put it on any of my Pokemon though? Like, what would I want to put it on? Indeedee might be the Pokemon to put it on, but I cannot remember what moves I've got, if I'm honest. I'm actually going to potentially put it on Indeedee, you know. So we've got Stored Power, Psybeam, Disarming Voice, and Expanding Force. We could get rid of Stored Power, because this obviously needs to have stat raises, and we don't really have anything that's going to be raising stats. Yeah, nothing raises our stats at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of Stored Power for it. At least this way we can hit Protect like move 1 if needed. And keep our Indeedee from taking damage. We do have a cast form here. We haven't got one yet. And we will go ahead and catch that one. The IVs on that's really nice. It has Headbutt, Powder Snow, Ember, and Water Gun in this particular run. So I think I am going to go ahead and actually take this over my Yamper. And the reason behind that is with the cast form, it has obviously Water move, it has Ice move. From like literal memory, obviously I just had a look at its attacks, but couldn't remember for the life of me what they are. Do I want to take Work Up here? Increases attack and special attack. I could take it over like Stomping Tantrum, but the ground type move is going to be good if we come up against Electric Rock, Fire, Steel, and Poison. So I think we leave that in, and I don't think we take Work Up. I think we leave Work Up for the time being. Is the map going to come into effect here? We don't know until the eggs have hatched. So egg number 1, we do have Immune Esper. Special defense and max HP with Aurora Sphere. And the next common egg is... Ooh, okay. Anamora. I thought it was shiny for a very, very split second. But we'll definitely take that. Recover's not a bad move either. And just like that, we are through floor 30. and we don't have the option to go ahead and choose where we're going, which is fine. So we're going to be coming up against a lot of poison type Pokemon, and ironically we have Indeedee that's going to be able to get us through this particular level quite quickly and easily, I feel. But we are going to go ahead and save and quit here because we have got through floor number 30, which was going to be our cut-off period for this particular video. Anyway guys, as I said, this particular channel is going to have a lot more content coming its way outside of PokeRogue. I'm still deciding what game I want to go ahead and do a Nuzlocke on. I'm very tempted to do some of the older generation stuff that I played when I was younger, just to have a little bit of nostalgia as the first Nuzlocke we do on the channel. We'll have to wait and see how that fares out, and which one I kind of go, you know what, that'll be a good game to go ahead and do a Nuzlocke on. As well as that, as I said, there'll be other things here on the channel that aren't just gaming. There'll be vlogs and also my hobby stuff coming very soon. I'm going to try and structure it so we are uploading a different thing every single day of the week. I'm going to try and keep the daily uploads going. Hopefully I'll be able to have enough time before work and on my days off to just sit down and record the stuff that I need to record ready for the week ahead. But other than that guys, that's basically everything I want to say in this video, and I am back now to continue on the content grind. So with that being said, if you did enjoy this video and you're looking forward to the content that's coming up, please be sure to leave a like button, hit that sub button, and also leave a comment in the comment section down below of any games that you might want to see here on the channel. Also, I'll leave links in the description down below to all my social media, as well as the other channels I have here on YouTube. And last but not least guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.